Nothing beats organic growth. This breeds quality and longevity. Anything that's manufactured on hype-driven brittle foundations is unlikely to survive when stress-tested over any meaningful period of time. In an age when vanity metrics seem far more important, it's these very metrics that have caused a great distraction that resulted in many of the first movers and others that followed to have lost sight of the fundamentals that should truly form the basis of any blockchain intent on becoming globally adopted. Currently, Cardano may not have the TVL, utility and promise of fast gains, but what Cardano does have is far more powerful than all of this. The organic growth of its community will prove to be its most valuable asset. A community that, despite the time it's taken to reach the point of real use and utility, is still here, more knowledgeable, passionate, and as well prepared as ever to take full advantage of the opportunity that's being presented. It's clear significant change is needed in crypto, and this, ingrained in Cardano's DNA, has filtered right through to the community and developers building alike. The product of this is protocols are being built and communities formed that have completely different values from what we see in other ecosystems. This is a recipe for a true DeFi and utility boom like no other, and whether the naysayers want to hear it or not, we're on the home straight. Welcome back for today's installment of Cardano Insights, delivering a fast-paced, bite-sized roundup of the all-important Cardano news and ecosystem content from the past 24 hours. So join me as I explore exactly what's been happening at the very pulse of Cardano. So let's get straight into it. So TVL is often a highly debated topic amongst crypto communities, and it's often used as a metric to enhance the status of a blockchain as a form of measurement of its use and utility. Personally, I don't think it tells us the whole story, but if recorded accurately, it definitely provides some indication of the maturity of an ecosystem when the total value locked is high. Before we delve deeper into this segment, it's also important to note that although Cardano and its DeFi ecosystem is in its infancy, hence the lower TVL recorded, there are some metrics, for instance the amount of ADA staked, that isn't included in TVL, and something that many argue should be. So the TVL numbers that get posted around are questionable, and I would never personally rely on this data as a guide or measurement of a blockchain's success. With that said, and with the Vassal hard fork soon to be upon us, like I always maintain, the amount of development and importantly deployment of new protocols that will be coming to the Cardano ecosystem is certainly going to, over time, push Cardano up the TVL rankings. Now, why is this important? Well, for me, whilst I place far more value on the tech, mission statement and innovation that Cardano is bringing to blockchain, which far outweighs any vanity metrics, TVL will impact adoption to a certain degree. Unfortunately, the state of crypto right now seems to care more for TVL metrics, so it makes sense that as Cardano's TVL rises, it's going to certainly hit the radar of DeFi degens across all ecosystems, who will also want to take part in a growing DeFi ecosystem and capitalize on the opportunities that will be presented. Right now, Cardano has a huge community, but is somewhat more limited in terms of utility, as the protocols available in our ecosystem is far fewer than its competitors. If you check DeFi Llama, Cardano is currently listed 29th, with 12 protocols and a total of 133 million TVL. In comparison, when you look at the chain with the highest TVL, Ethereum comes out on top with 523 protocols and 56 billion TVL, which is not a surprise considering its first mover advantage, huge developer community and so on. But the Cardano community is large, enthusiastic and ready to participate in a whole new ecosystem, where DeFi is going to be done differently. In fact, with all the hacks and collapses we've witnessed across other ecosystems in recent times, Cardano has actually positioned itself in a very unique place. The opportunity is there for protocols to be launched that value security and innovation over fast short-term gratification. This is going to result in a solid DeFi ecosystem that can be trusted, and I think off the back of this, the amount of activity is going to really shock a lot of the naysayers. When I look around the protocols already deployed and the ones currently in the final stages of development, there is a common theme in Cardano. These are not copy-paste protocols mimicking the ones that have gone before in other ecosystems, but the opposite. What we have in Cardano is protocols bringing to the table innovative solutions that in many cases is only made possible because of the EU TXO model, which we've gone into detail many times on this channel, with examples such as ADA Finance, Maladex, Genius Shield, Liquid and many more. This new breed of protocols is going to capture the headlines and demand attention because innovation and the solutions they provide, when available in practice, will be undeniable. First, the Cardano community will interact and benefit greatly from this new wave of lending and DEX protocols, and this will soon filter out to the masses. See, TVL as a metric really is just a byproduct of the amount of DeFi protocols available. The more utility, the more products available that enable a user to create value, whether that be through lending and borrowing, yield farming, lock staking and many more, then the higher the TVL is going to be. One area specifically that's going to significantly impact TVL on Cardano is the arrival of lending and borrowing protocols. Currently, whilst we do have protocols that offer lending through NFTs being used as collateral, we don't currently have ones that offer lending directly through collateralizing your crypto assets. If you look at this infographic provided by Cardano Daily, when looking at the top 9 ecosystems in terms of TVL, there is one common theme. Lending protocols are always in the top 2 in terms of their contribution to the TVL number. Lending and borrowing will scale up the capital efficiency inside the Cardano ecosystem. The collateral locked inside these protocols enhances the TVL and will attract more value to flow into the ecosystem. Creating new innovative ways for users to leverage their crypto and make profit is definitely going to significantly increase the use and utility in the Cardano ecosystem, and in turn attract new users. One thing specifically that I'm looking forward to is the impact of DeFi being done differently. From what I can see, the projects coming to Cardano that deliver this very utility we're speaking about seemingly hold security very highly. They've had the opportunity to see the failings of other DeFi protocols, and in turn, utilising the robust security the Cardano blockchain offers, combined with the innovation that the EU TXO model enables, we're going to see a very different DeFi ecosystem from the ones we've become accustomed to on other chains. Soon I will do a deeper dive on all the lending protocols we have coming to Cardano, and go a little deeper into specifically why they are innovative, what solutions they bring to the table, and how it's made possible with Cardano's EU TXO model. Until then, if it interests you, and you're yet to do any real research on the lending and DEX protocols coming soon to Cardano, I've linked them all in the description below. Now if you remember, we've covered BookToken a fair few times on this channel, so I thought it would only be right to follow up on a pretty sizable achievement coming off the back of their initial launch of the first DEA in the form of an ebook on the Gutenberg Bible. In the first 24 hours of them minting, they sold over 1,000 ebook NFTs, totaling more than $100,000 in value. I think this is a great representation of much bigger things to come from this project. As mentioned previously, with over 1.1 billion people estimated to read digitally in 2023, this is an incredible step forward for blockchain utility. Joshua Stone, the CEO of BookToken, also announced that within 4 hours of launch, BookToken was also collecting royalties from second-hand book sales from book owners selling their books on third-party NFT marketplaces around the world. I'm personally looking forward to tracking the progress here. BookToken plans to work with major publishers and independent authors, and will continue to build out its platform to accomplish its goals in wider adoption. They also plan to roll out mobile reading apps, a full marketplace to buy and resell books, and look to release audiobooks by the end of the year. The utility they're bringing to the table is exactly what the Cardano blockchain needs, revolutionising a huge industry and bringing it forward into the world of Web3. Now let me know in the comments what you think of this next item. Yesterday in a poll, the question was posed, should Charles still be the face of Cardano? As you can see here, there was about 5,000 votes, and with an 80-20 split in favour of yes, he should be. This got me thinking where I sit on the question. I guess when you think about Cardano, it's hard not to associate Charles, considering he's the most important founder, and he's ultimately responsible for the very philosophy behind it. I think this is why if you were pushed for an answer, you would probably say yes, he is currently the face of Cardano, but in time naturally that's going to fade as the blockchain matures and evolves. So I think it's more the wider community has made him the face rather than he himself wanting to be. He's been on record many times saying things to this effect. See, Cardano is pretty much beyond his control already, and as the final stages of the roadmap are completed and we reach governance, then Charles will take a completely different role. For the time being, in my opinion, his role is vital, as it can't be denied he brings a lot to the table, not just for Cardano but the wider crypto space. With just a few things off the top of my head, think about the AMAs communicating the roadmap, progress, vision, the work being put in with the regulators. Think the decentralization index, certification of dApps. He's taking the responsibility in making sure this all gets done. As I've said many times, show me a more accessible CEO, whether that be in the crypto industry or beyond. Whilst he's not the most important factor, if you're into Cardano, want to see it achieve all what is promised, then Charles is going to play a big part in that being delivered. Finally, if you remember recently we discussed the omission of Cardano from some of the leading crypto research firms. Well, true to form, we have another example coming out of Messari, who state themselves are the leading provider of crypto market intelligence products that help professionals navigate crypto with confidence. So here in this thread, Ryan Selkis, who is the founder of Messari Crypto, states Messari now produces quarterly reporting for 25 of the world's largest crypto communities. He states, here are the most interesting charts from the first 15 reports we've done on Q2. So here you can see he's kindly provided the full report. So in the 15 items presented, they cover items such as how Solana developer activity has held up, and NFT volumes, Polkadot user accounts and transfers, Tezos transactions and contract calls, how Avalanche compares favourably to other EVM chains, covers Hedera, Uniswap and various other non-Cardano related crypto analysis. So as you can imagine, leaving Cardano out of this report generated a response from the community who came out to question this, and this person made a valid point. Whereas Cardano, disappointed there isn't a report for Cardano when by every metric, it's one of the world's 25 largest crypto communities, this makes me question the credibility of this report. But don't worry, all will soon be resolved. Here you can see Ryan responding to this comment with "stay tuned" smiley face. I'm sure we're all on the edge of our seats, waiting for Messari to feed us that all-important Cardano analysis. But on a serious note, this is just another example of the state of the so-called professional crypto researchers, and it's some pretty obvious bias when considering how we know Cardano keeps growing positively when measured against pretty much all important metrics. The continued omission or inaccurate reporting on Cardano is what breeds this kind of narrative that we see here. In this tweet from Shigen, Cardano is still doing less than 100k transactions a day. I guess it didn't replace ETH, huh? And let's see how Messari are reporting the Cardano daily transaction count. Again showing less than 100k daily. Kindly, ADA attempted to educate, providing the actual network activity, which shows a significant difference in the reporting from Messari. I think this also does a great job in highlighting the definitional problem we have in the crypto space right now. Remember, Cardano is redefining the meaning of what a transaction is. One transaction on Cardano could be hundreds if not thousands of separate transactions on Ethereum. But I guess if people want to continue ignoring Cardano, whether that be the average user or crypto research firm, then so be it. It's not going to change where we're heading. The most valuable thing we have is awareness. Being aware of the facts really is powerful, and all you really need to navigate the world of blockchain. So that's it for another installment of Cardano Insights. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found value in the content, and if you did, please be sure to comment, share, like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks to everyone tuning in each weekday, it really doesn't go unnoticed and helps Sapien reach that wider audience to spread those positive Cardano vibes. We're back tomorrow with your daily roundup, and until then, thanks for watching, have a great day, and as always, keep it Cardano.